Bank partners for hosting us today, and thank you all for joining. On behalf of the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, it is a pleasure to be here this morning to launch this partnership agreement between the Government of the United States of America and Opportunity Bank Uganda. The U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, or DFC, is the U.S. government's development finance agency. Our mission is to partner with the private sector to finance solutions to the most critical challenges facing the world today. One such challenge is the persistent barriers that refugees and host communities face in accessing financing to build and grow businesses and thus generate sustainable livelihoods and incomes for themselves and their families. This is why we are so excited about our partnership with Opportunity Bank Uganda, which will support the expansion of private sector lending to refugee and host community businesses in Uganda by up to 33 billion Uganda shillings, or $9 million US. This represents around 60,000 small enterprises who will be able to access loans from Opportunity Bank, of which roughly 70% will be businesses owned by refugees and the remainder by host community members. This is the first time we, as DFC, are working with a bank in Africa to mobilize private capital for refugee communities. We hope this novel partnership will demonstrate the transformational impact that access to finance can have on vulnerable populations and be a model to encourage other financial institutions in Uganda and across Africa to expand lending to refugees and host communities. We are so grateful to Opportunity Bank for their leadership in financial inclusion in Uganda and their willingness to partner with us towards this very important goal of increasing access to credit for refugees. Opportunity Bank's long commitment to extending financing to underserved groups in Uganda and transforming communities in the process makes them an ideal partner for this work. We are also thrilled to be collaborating so closely with the U.S. Agency for International Development on this initiative. USAID's support in the form of advisory services to prospective borrowers, as well as Opportunity Bank, will be critical in ensuring this partnership achieves its intended outcomes. In particular, USAID's focus on enhancing the capacity of women to access loans will be a vital component of the program's impact. In combining our respective tools, DFC and USAID together demonstrate the U.S. government's commitment to working with the private sector to promote financial access and inclusion within Uganda. So I'm so excited to launch this partnership today and look forward to hearing stories of refugee and host community entrepreneurs whose vast potential has been unlocked through this program. Thank you very much.
DFC Africa Relations Director, Grace Horner. USAID Humanitarian Office Director, Robert Ling. PRM Regional Refugee Coordinator, Chris Jones. With Ability for Party, Biki Sharaza. Grameen Foundation Country Leader, Bindi. Our shareholder, Opportunity International, the Obul Chairperson, Madame Jacqueline Opondo, Obul staff present, and everyone here. We welcome you to this special event. On behalf of the bank and the management, that is the board and management, I'm very honored to host the distinguished Ambassador of the United States of America to Uganda and your delegation and all our partners to this very special day when we launch this partnership between the U.S. government, DFC, and the bank to promote lending to refugees and their host communities. For the past 30 years, as a bank, we've been transforming the lives of the underserved, specifically the underbanked people and their communities, and we affirmed this by starting the lending to the refugees when we opened a branch in Nachivale. We're opening one in Ramwanja, and we'll continue to expand other refugee settlements, including Chaka and Palabek, as has been mentioned. Uganda is a host to 1.7 million refugees, and 51% of those are women. It's the largest refugee hosting country in Uganda, in Africa, and we are the fifth largest in the world. We do find that refugees are disproportionately affected by poverty, and they do require dedicated support from partners like the U.S. government and ourselves and the other partners that are coming to support this cause. In response to this need, our partnership with the US government has enabled us to tailor specific financial products that will serve the refugees so that we can elevate them and their host communities out of poverty by making them self-reliant and empowered. Already, in our partnership with Opportunity International, one of our key shareholders, we came up with a service which we called Refugee Innovation, Self-Reliance and Empowerment, which was RISE, largely geared towards addressing the challenges that refugees were facing in accessing financial services, and we wanted to create pathways for them to develop their own livelihoods and reach self-sufficiency. We have over the years skilled about 445,000 customers in financial management and extended over 3,000 loans to refugees, and we'll continue to do that. Already under the partnership with the US government and the DFC, we've already given out loans to 100 beneficiaries worth 582 million. That is in the initial stages, and we are very confident that this will be expanded and we can serve more and more people. I'll quote from Helen Keller: "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." We've not walked this journey alone, and we've been able to do all this work with the support of partners that include now the US government, DFC, USAID, Uthabiti, and we also have other partners that we've been working with, including the Office of the Prime Minister, the International Labour Organization, Mercy Corps, Kiva, Water.org, and the Hilton Foundation, among many others that we've been collaborating with to serve the refugees. We really appreciate this partnership and appreciate the USAID, the US government. We appreciate the ambassador for making it the launch of this event. We appreciate your commitment as a community to this community of the refugees. And we promise that we'll take this partnership forward. We'll include the financially excluded refugees and their host communities into the financial system and give them a better life where they can have a meaningful life for them, for their children, and their communities. We strongly believe that with continued collaborations with like-minded partners like yourselves, we will reduce poverty levels in Uganda and build a country where no citizen goes to bed hungry and where all children can access basic literacy skills by empowering these refugees to feed their families, but also to educate their children. We thank you, and may God bless you all.
Madam Chairwoman, CEO, all the colleagues from Opportunity Bank, thank you for opening your doors to us this morning. Thank you for the opportunity to join you in celebrating this major step forward. I want to also recognize my colleagues from the Development Finance Corporation who have traveled out from Washington to be with us today, who have obviously been working on this innovative and groundbreaking partnership for quite some time. My colleagues from USAID, from the State Department, Bureau of Refugees and Migration Population, to all the folks that are here today to be with a witness to the important step forward that we are taking to support both refugees as well as Ugandan host communities. This has been a journey to really have a groundbreaking partnership that will provide access to financing, more than $9 million we expect, over 33 billion Ugandan shillings over the next several years that we hope will support more than 60,000 small businesses and entrepreneurs across Uganda. None of this, of course, would be possible without a lot of hard work, but also a strong commitment to supporting refugees and people in need. That begins with Uganda and Ugandan government's policies that allow refugees to escape violence, escape challenges in places where they are from, come here, find refuge, and begin to rebuild their lives. The United States, as the largest development partner providing support, both humanitarian and development support to refugees around the world, as well as here in Uganda, where we fund more than 50% of all that assistance. Also has been very committed to helping these individuals as well as the communities that host them to advance, to have greater prosperity, to have greater access to business opportunities, to health, to education, etc. But we also recognize that truly achieving those goals is connected to self-reliance, connected to having the skills, having the opportunities that allow individuals to graduate from assistance long term. And so this groundbreaking initiative, the partnership that we have forged through the Development Finance Corporation together with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, providing technical assistance, working in partnership with Opportunity Bank is truly exciting because it is an opportunity to take that next step, to help individuals take the journey towards self-reliance, to have capital, to have financing so they can start their own business, so that they can access opportunities that are going to provide income streams for themselves and for their families and graduate them from humanitarian assistance. And it was mentioned earlier, not only will this benefit refugees, about 70% of this support, but also the communities of Ugandans that are hosting them, to up to 30% of all of the financing that will come through this program. And we recognize that this is particularly timely because, of course, the number of refugees here in Uganda continue to increase, and that is a product, unfortunately, of challenges around the region. So more than ever, these types of innovative collaborations between the private sector, international partners, Ugandan authorities is more necessary than it's ever been before. So this is a timely, innovative, and really, really important step forward that we know is going to benefit many people, and we are very excited to be part of it. This builds on years of U.S. assistance and support for refugee communities here in Uganda. More than $1 billion invested in that response just in the last 5 years, and our commitment not only to continue to work in partnership with Uganda and supporting these communities continues, but also our commitment to finding new ways to build that path to self-reliance for those individuals. This is particularly special, I think, in part because it does bring the private sector together with the public sector, with donor partners, and in the form of Opportunity Bank, a very innovative and creative grassroots-based organization that has been over the last 3 decades working with communities all across Uganda. So as we forged this partnership, we were looking for the best partners to work with, and we were very excited to be working with Opportunity Bank. It also provides the opportunity to work very directly with women, with young people, again with refugees, in communities where oftentimes there's the least amount of access to financing. So this does open up new opportunities for folks in those areas to access financing that they otherwise would not have, and to make it more possible, more financially viable to bring these individuals into the formal economy. It also finally builds on our commitment as the United States across all of our development and assistance agencies to work more locally, to find those opportunities to work directly with local organizations, local entities, local private sector, to have maximum impact, maximum efficiency, and reach the most vulnerable and the most in need. So for all those reasons, we are particularly excited that this program is launching today. We look forward to having much impact in refugee communities and refugee hosting communities, and that this is a very concrete step forward to building resilience, building self-reliance, and to create opportunities for everyone. Thank you. God bless.
All protocols observed, but most importantly, welcome the ambassador of the US. My name is Amos Bonner. I head the business at Opportunity Bank. We run a model of 24 branches spread out countrywide, and the biggest is the refugees, and we're the first bank to set foot in Nachi Valley. In a couple of months, we are setting the second branch in Ramwanja. Then we want to head north until we get to Bidibidi. In the next 3 years, our dream, our aspiration is to make 5 branches in refugee settlements. And that's very ambitious, but very deliberate, because we love what we do. It's giving back to the underserved. Before we sign, we have an agreement that we'll be using for the guarantee. Before we sign it, ladies and gentlemen, is to give you a very high level brief of the guarantee. It's a $9 million guarantee running until 30th June 2030, benefiting 31 districts in Uganda. There are 13 that host refugee settlements, and there are 18 that will have refugees. There are refugees who are in districts that are not hosts. And these 31 are going to be the revolution of the 60,000 people want to reach out to. For the first time in Uganda, a refugee will be able to get a loan of up to 100,000 US dollars thanks to this guarantee. Initially, it's been $500, $1,000, but this guarantee opens the taps. So if you're looking at a catapult strategy of letting financial inclusion reach out to the bottom of the pyramid, the guarantee has sorted it. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the guarantee comes with a blend of non-financial services, and that's where the technical assistance comes in. So with due honor, we want to thank the United States of America for giving us an opportunity to serve the underserved. And before me is Samantha, who has benefited and will continue benefiting and grow her business to enable her grow more and earn more and live a life of dignity and purpose. So we'll do the honors of signing our agreement, putting it in force, henceforth. And Samantha, you'll help me. We have our agreement here, every page. Just come. Unless you have a voice statement. You have a comment on it? You have a comment? Okay. Okay.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
I recognize your presence today. By the names of Samantha Singli. I'm a refugee from Congo, a mother of 4. I'm a single mother, and I run a business of a salon. I've been working with the Opportunity Bank. I met with the Opportunity Bank in 2021 when Madame Diana and Ms. Yande delivered the financial literacy to our community. I'm the chairperson of my group, and my group also benefited from the lessons, and they opened up the account. Now they're also benefiting from the loans. As myself, this is I think it's my 3rd time I'm receiving a loan. Though, as Mr. Mosa has said that now our loan levels will increase, I also really appreciate that. I was just giving in as thanks. Thank you so much for remembering us vulnerable who have no one to speak on our behalf. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honors as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is a copy of the agreement that we'll be executing for this period of the guarantee, and we want to give our humblest commitment that we'll make sure we do responsible lending and make sure we reach out to the majority of the underserved. Thank you very much, and we'll do send back to the MC.
The starting criteria is you need to be a refugee or you need to be in the host communities. But under this partnership specifically, we are also having a special focus for women. So we are saying at least 51%, if it's a business, should be owned by women. But there are also exceptions where a business is into complex activities like infrastructure or power generation, where the ratios do decrease, so that we can support more and more women. Of course, the other criteria is that the enterprise must be legal and not engaged in any activities that are banned under the law. The US government is also one of the key partners for the government of Uganda, and they do guide us in terms of governance and other process improvements that we need to put in place as a country. So they've also given us other guidelines, but these are not limiting on the borrowers. They are really just help us improve the product and also improve the lending and the businesses that we lend to. So largely you have to be a refugee or host community person and with a bias to women for enterprises.
Working here in Uganda with this particular innovative program. First, of course, Uganda being, again, the largest host country for refugees in Africa. Secondly, this is a place where we've had the opportunity to work with Opportunity Bank, which is doing very unique and innovative work here in country. But also, we've been very keen to focus support with the Ugandan government's national strategy of helping refugees reach self-reliance and take the steps forward to be able to graduate from assistance and hopefully ultimately be able to return to their countries of origin long term. And this mechanism, this access to financing here in Uganda will provide opportunities for individuals to either create businesses, grow their businesses, advance their income generating opportunities so that they have the resources to be able to fund their own education and health needs and their livelihoods going forward. And so this is a place where, of course, there's need, given the sheer number of refugees, but also the partners to work with, as well as the strategic vision to move forward on the path to resiliency and self-reliance.